Hey there! For this weekly, I want to share with you how I use a dipping pen to do my watercolor lining. This set was sent to me by Craspire, and I will be linking it below along with a discount code if you're interested. And before anything else, it is highly recommendable to wash all of the new nibs with water and a gentle soap. This is to remove any trace of oils or whatever things that might be attached to the metal so that you can have a better flow of the ink and so that it can adhere to the nib. So that's what I'm doing here. And after rinsing them, I am going to try and thoroughly dry them with a paper towel because although they are made for inks and water, if you are not careful, that might get some oxide on them and you don't want that. All of the nibs have markings on them, like this one says extra fine, so that way you know which point you are using and it's easier for future reference. The technique I will be using here is with watercolor. So I am adding here some water to the pigment and I want it to be liquid enough that it can flow. The thing with watercolors is that they can dry a little bit along the process, but you can always add more or just wet your brush and try to rehydrate the paint on the nib. Another tip I have is that you should always practice on a separate piece of paper before doing your final work. So here I started to try all of those nibs because as you can see, this particular nib lasts a long time with the paint on it. See how much I'm writing and I don't have a need to put more paint for quite a while. Up to this point, I should recharge it, but I've seen how fine it is and how much that paint lasts. So I'm gonna try a second nib. Like I said, after each use, especially if you're switching colors, you should rinse it really well and make sure that you dry it with a paper towel. This is the second nib and I can already tell it is a flex nib because it is really easy to bend it. So as you can see here, I'm kind of struggling a little bit with that ink, and that's just because I am not still well trained with flex nibs. So here you see me recharging it again already, and I know this is a thing that requires practice, but don't let that stop you from trying because it's all about getting acquainted not only with the nib but also with the style that you like the most. I realized that this one would be difficult to work with watercolors, so I just switched to the next one. This is another flex, and as you can see, it doesn't handle the ink as I expected, so I moved to the next one, which apparently is doing a lot better. As you can see, the ink is flowing and it's lasting quite a while. It's so beautiful. I really love the effect it has, but this is a lot better for lettering than for lining, which is what I want. So although you can see that the ink has lasted quite a while here, I am gonna opt for another one. This is a thicker nib, very similar to the previous one, but you see me struggling there. I think the watercolor is not working with this one, so I'm just gonna leave it at that and switch to another nib. My favorite is definitely the first one, the extra fine one that lasted a long time. It gives me the monoline that I want, and so now I've already sketched my design on my bullet journal and I'm gonna start lining. And you will see that once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. You just gotta let it flow, follow your sketch, and simply enjoy. Here I am adding the final details to my painting. I think this is the quickest weekly I've ever done, and yet I feel that this technique is really sleek and elegant and mesmerizing. When the light hits those drawings, it just comes out of the page as if it were a dream. So don't be afraid to go for it. The key is practice. And those sets that have a dipping pen with different nibs are excellent if you want to not only do this but also learn calligraphy, which again, the key is practicing. So never be afraid to try something new. If you like the idea of something and you're attracted to it, just go for it and try. And you are going to fail, but you're going to try again, because that's what happened to me. And that's how we learn. So I really hope that you enjoyed watching me doing this technique. It's something that I discovered this year and that I have fallen in love with. So you will see me do it a lot more often in my bullet journal. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of this technique, or if you will give it a go. Subscribe for more journaling content, and as usual, thank you so much for watching.